Hey, I thought I'd share this story with y'all, man. It's a story of my past. And, you know, at the time of going through those things in my life, I really didn't find it that hilarious. But the more and more that I've stayed straight, by the way, I'm coming up on 2 years now. The more and more I've stayed straight, the more and more I find things in my past I think about them and they're just funny. And I didn't, and they wasn't really funny at the time. It was just what I'll call crap I was going through, man. Just, it is what it is kind of crap, you know what I'm saying? I want to tell y'all the story, man. One time, we'll just call this guy Bobby. Bobby from Louisiana. Call it Louisiana because every time I was in Louisiana, every time I tried to go living down there, I tried to go living down there twice, man, a hurricane would always come and tear the thing up, man. And then we'd repair everything in there. I think I worked for one guy, stayed with that company for 2 years, and I replaced, I went in there and remodeled his campsite, what he called a campsite, or what would you call it? It was a place out by the ocean, so it's not really a campsite, I guess you could say, but he called it his camp. I don't know why. But it was on the edge of the down there on the where the ocean was. Big old boats out there that went deep sea fishing. And he had an apartment complex that he owned. I mean, he was a very wealthy guy. And every time the hurricanes would come in there and tear it up, we got paid good overtime and good traveling money to go down there and fix it up. Rehang sheetrock, whatever it took to get it back to normal. I did that twice, man. But anyway, back to what I was saying. This guy named Bobby comes up to my house, 2 o'clock in the morning. Pop, 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 pop. Dogs are going off. Wakes my wife up. I peek my head out the window. She said, "Who the hell is that in the morning?" And I'm telling you, this early in the morning, and I tell you, I could always tell my wife when she's mad because she's half black and she's half white. And when she started getting mad and that neck started turning sideways and bogging from left to right while she was talking like this, let me tell you something. When that came out, you knew that it was time for good ass chewing. Or it was time to listen. Or it was time to get in the car and leave, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I said, I don't know, let me go see. And I come back in there. I go outside and it's Bobby. Bobby says, "Say, man, trying to get rid of this motor." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm trying to get rid of this motor." I said, "Well, man, at 2 o'clock in the morning, you want to ask me about a motor?" He said, "Yeah, man, because I got to keep it on the DL." I go, "Why, dude?" He says, I just want to, I said, "What motor is it?" He said, "It's the motor out of my truck." I said, "Dude, it's 2 in the morning. Could this wait until in the morning, crack it on at least, right before I go to work?" He goes, "No, man, because if you don't get it, I'm going to find somebody that's going to." And I said, "Well, what motor is it?" He said, "Well, come on down here and I'm going to show you." I went back in there and I said, "Baby." She said, "Who the hell was it?" I said, "It's Bobby." She says, "Oh, hell no." I said, "Honey, just be quiet for a minute." I said, and I had to sit there and listen to her, and listen to her, and listen to her, and listen to her, and just shh, and screaming and hollering at me, waking the kids up and everything. I said, "Baby, just come on, man, you're waking the babies up. Come on, just let me handle this. Let me handle this." She said, "You better handle it." So, I went and got my robe on because I was in my jammies and it was cold. It was in the cold parts of Louisiana. There ain't many cold parts in Louisiana, but it was kind of chilly that night, I remember. And so I get in my robe and me and Bobby walk down the street and it's his truck. And he done pulled the motor out of his truck. I said, "Bobby, you just bought this truck no more than 3 months ago, man. Why you got the motor out of it? Is there something wrong with it?" He goes, "No, man." He said, "My girlfriend trying to steal the truck." I said, "Your girlfriend trying to steal the truck?" He goes, "Yeah." And he's got it parked up to his trailer house, and he's got a tow chain wrapped around the axles of his truck and then wrapped around the axles of the trailer house. I said, Bobby, ain't nobody gonna mess with this truck. I said, man, what's the deal? He says, I know that girl's after my truck. She done got the spare set of keys. When we broke up last week, she hadn't came back with the keys, and I just know that she's gonna come over here and steal my truck. I said, so what about this motor situation? He says, there it is, right there. It's in the back of the truck. I said, well, what do you, he says, I'm trying to sell it to you, Lee. I said, okay. I said, how much you want for the motor? He says, I want $200. I said, Bobby, I don't have $200. He goes, $150. I said, Bobby, I don't have $150, man. It's 2 in the morning, bro. He said, well, how much cash you got on you? I said, man, I might have $100 at the house. Whew. I said, okay, dude. He says, you get your truck and you back it up here to my truck, man, and it's a deal. So I said, okay. Let me go ask my wife, see if she'll give it to me. I go back in and back home. I try to tell my wife, what's going on, baby? Look. She says, what is going on? I said, Bobby wants to sell me a motor. She said, in 2 in the morning? I said, yeah, baby, 2 in the morning. I'm sorry. She says, oh, hell no. I said, baby, look, it's a good motor. I know it's a good running motor. It's a Chevy 350 4-volt main motor with a Holley double pumper on it. I think it might have an RV cam in it. I mean, that thing would burn rubber whenever you laid into it, man. And she goes, well, I just don't understand why you just don't tell him to come back in the middle. I said, baby, I done got the details out, okay? Now, I can't wait until in the morning. Now, give me the money. She says, here, and you better tell him. And Bobby's, you know, Bobby's at the door listening to all this, and we walking back down. I said, get in the truck, Bobby. I said, man, could you kind of try to not come by here at 2 in the mornings anymore, man? He said, man, why is your woman always crazy like that? I said, you know, I'm just trying to keep the peace, y'all. I said, well, she just that way sometimes, Bobby. You just got to understand. Sometimes she's just that way. I'm thinking in my mind, man, you crazy idiot. You're down here at 2 in the morning. You want to know why my wife's hot and bothered like this. And why most of the things you do, it makes you hot and bothered. Makes her all stirred up. Because she really didn't like Bobby at all. She hated him. She hated him. He was just my neighbor down the street. And me and him had some things in common at the time. That's all I can say. But I never did do none of the crazy crap that he did. So we go down there, and I give him $100. And we push the motor from out the back of his truck into my truck. And I said, okay, Bobby, I'll see you later. He goes, okay, buddy, okay. Anyway, I go to leave. He goes inside, or he reaches in the cab and gets his blanket and his pillow. And he's crawling in the cab of his truck. I said, Bobby, what are you doing? He says, I'm going to make sure she don't steal the truck now. Okay, Bobby. All right. I'll see you later, buddy. See you. Okay, so I think it wasn't maybe 1 or 2 nights went by. Here come Bobby knocking at the door. This time it's at like 4 in the morning. Dogs are barking, going off in the house, waking the whole house up again. She said, who's that? It better not be Bobby. Oh, hell no. She goes over there and starts, and he's over there fixing to walk away. And I said, whoa, baby, wait a minute. Just hold on. We're already up. It's already 4 in the morning. Go back to bed. I got this. All right. I'll talk to him. Okay. I had to calm her down, man. Please just calm down, honey. Just calm down. Calm down, I said. Anyway, I got Bobby to come. Take that back. I didn't get him to come back. He went down to the street. So I ended up, I think, putting the rest of my clothes on, doing my thing. I went down the end of the road there, and I said, Bobby, what do you want, man? He goes, man, I want to sell you this truck for $300. I said, Bobby, I don't have $300. He says, $150. I said, $150 for that truck that you just pulled the motor out of. He said, yeah. He said, I said, you have a clear title? He said, yes, sir. So I went down there went back to my wife and told her, baby, I need to go to the bank, pick up some money. I need $150. She goes, what for? I said, to go buy the rest of the truck Bobby's trying to sell me. Man, that is a crazy, paranoid fool, I tell you. I said, baby, look, just calm down. Look. I'm going to take the motor and put it back in that truck, and then I'm going to sell the damn thing, because I already have 2 trucks in my yard. I don't need another. Oh, okay, here's the card. So I go down to the bank. I come back. I tell Bobby, I said, here's the money, man. He said, okay. So as the time went by, and as I had the spare time, I think it might took me about a week and a half to get it all back to pieces, because I mean there wasn't no bolts or nothing, man. He didn't save crap, man. When he tore everything out, he even cut wires and crap. I had to splice wires together and everything. He was in a hurry taking that motor out. Tore up a lot of things. Bent some things on the motor, like the fan. I think he bent the fan on it, broke it, because it was just, you know. So it took me about, I think, a couple of weeks. Can't remember how long it took me, but it didn't take too long. And I got it almost back together, man. And I even got it running. And I had a couple of things I had to sort out with the wires, because, you know, because he just, when he pulled the motor, the wires just pulled apart. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even cut the wires. He just pulled it out of there and let them split. So I had to chase wires down here and there. Well, I finally got it running, this, that, and the other. And it was all good, man. Anyway, one morning at about 6 o'clock, and I gotta keep. Let me tell you something. We didn't usually get out to bed until around 7:30, 7 o'clock, something like that. Sometimes the wife got up a little bit early. It just depended on what was going on. Kids, sometimes they get up and watch cartoons. Well, he comes over there at 7 o'clock in the morning. He says, hey, Lee. I said, what? He said, man, he said, I got somebody to buy the truck. I go, really? He goes, yeah. He says, will you sell me the truck back? I said, Bobby, how much is he wanting to buy the truck for? He says, he's wanting to buy it for $1,500. I said, Bobby, I just got the truck from you. I'm just now putting it together. I said, I really don't want to sell it. He goes, no. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that I just want the truck back for what I paid you for. He says, all I want you to do is to tell him that you want to sell the truck for $2,000. And that way I can make $500 off of it. And that way we all be happy and have a good time. He says, ain't I smart? I said, yeah, you're a smart guy. You're real smart, Bobby. Real smart. That's good thinking, buddy. So he said, I'll bring a friend down here. I'll bring a friend down here. I'll bring him down. I'll bring him around. I said, all right, man. He said, just remember, man, tell him it's $2,000. I said, all right, I'll tell him. Well, here it is again. Bobby shows up at the house 1:30 in the morning. It was in the morning sometime around there. It was earlier than in the morning than it was any other time. My wife met him at the door. Why the hell you keep coming down here and bugging me? I said, baby, shh. Oh, hell no, man. That dude, they were in the truck, man. He went to go back out of there. I had to hop in my truck, man, barely getting my barely getting the bottom half of my jammies on. I tag ass down the road trying to haul ass and catch him before he leaves in the block. He says, man, your woman's crazy. I said, yeah, I know. She gets like that at times. She gets like that. She's just that away sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep the peace. Anyway, the guy said, how much you want for that truck? And I told him what Bobby told me to tell him. And he said, here's the money. And I said, all right, dude. And I pulled around there, gave him the key to the truck. I said, you're going to take it as is. I don't want no comebacks, dude. He said, no, I want it as is. It's done deal. Here. I said, well, here's the title. It was still open from when Bobby gave it to me. I hadn't even transferred it yet. So they came and got the truck. But guess what? they didn't come and get it then. They came and got it in the middle of the night again. She was on me like crazy, man. And that other guy was telling Bobby, man, she is crazy, isn't she? I'm thinking to myself, Man, y'all the ones that's crazies. You know, at the time, I did kind of think my wife was a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here trying to make some money. But looking back on it, man, my wife was a completely sane person, man, and we were bugging her to death. But anyway, it only took me about $300, and I made what? A couple of grand? Here's the irony of it all, man. My wife didn't tell me, and she went and bought her a new car. It was a used car, and she come home with that thing, and I was ticked. Boy, I was mad because I had my eyes set on another Harley. You know, I was driving a Harley at the time, and I was ticked. And I said, "Why did you?" We had a big argument, and she says, "Look here," she says. "Here's your $400 to go buy you some accessories for the Harley that you already got. You know we need a new, another. You know I've been wanting a car. I don't like the trucks. I don't like it because you always got your junk in there, and it always looks like crap. And I'm always embarrassed to drop the kids off at school. Yada 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 yada." So I ended up making $400 myself. My wife ended up getting a free car. But I can't say this, man. She waved at Bobby and said hi to him and was nice to him from then on to the time we met him. Bobby's passed on now, man. I think I went, when I came back from Louisiana once to Texas, and then my mom started passing away. I went back up there. Bobby had passed away. He had an overdose, man. He killed him. He didn't do it purposely, but he OD'd. And anyway, that's the end of the story, man. But I just thought y'all would find that interesting, man. And the irony of it all, my wife got the gold in the end, and she was the most upset. That's what she called it. What she kept arguing about? Pain and suffering. She says, "This is my payment for pain and suffering." I said, "Well, that's a hell of a deal. You told me you did something without even asking me first." She says, "Well, you didn't ask me. You didn't ask me if your friends could come down here and bother me in the middle of the night." Yada 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 yada. You know how when a black woman starts bogging her head and that hand goes up on her hip, that's just a sign that I know all these years being with her. You better, especially if she stops in the middle of that, and it goes, "But I tell you this, it won't happen." That's when I better take her serious. Whenever she quit the hollering and she would just stop and then look at me and point her finger at me and tell me, "I tell you this, it won't happen again," I knew that she was serious. Took her very serious. Didn't argue with that. The argument stopped in the middle of me arguing with her. If we ever had an argument and she ever stopped and pointed that finger at me and stood at me and stared me straight in my eye and says, "But I'm telling you this," that was her famous words, "This will not happen again." I knew that, but dadgummit, it better not happen again. Otherwise my goose is gonna be cooked. But anyway, that's the end of the story, man, and I'll see y'all till next time. If y'all like these stories out there, man, I got a lot of these stories, but I'm just embarrassed, you know what I'm saying? It's one of them things where whether you know, some people might think it's funny, you know what I'm saying? Some people might think it's funny, but what I've been scared of not sharing these stories out there with y'all like this, because I'm afraid of, you know, people get on here and say, "Man, yes," and here we go again with all the trolls and everything, you know what I'm saying? And shun me for doing this and shun me for doing that. Well, that's just part of my past. That's just what happened in my past. It don't still continue to go on this day, because I guarantee you, my woman would not put up with she's completely full to the top. She will not have that no more. And I'm lucky she's still around. I drove her through some times, man. I got a lot of funny times where my wife and me got into it and arguing over a lot of my friends. A lot of my friends always used to say, I know I said I'd get off here, but a lot of my friends always used to call my wife crazy. And looking back on it, my wife wasn't crazy at all. They were crazy for even wanting to do some of the crap they did around her. Anyway, Lempster out.